Hello guys, welcome to a very special and very different video to what you're used to on my channel. To my left is my very best friend, Jonathan Sherlock.
Hello everyone.
I've known John since we were about 16-ish.
13.
13?
Yeah, I met you at the start of secondary school.
Oh yeah, but I mean we became like...
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we became like good friends at 16, 17. And in fact, Baby Gorilla, who you guys know, he's fairly regular on my channel, the three of us kind of grew up together as older teenagers, and we haven't really grown up since then.
No. I'd say I'm probably the one who's evolved the most.
It's you.
That's mainly me. Although I look the youngest, I've probably grown the most as a human being.
Definitely.
But that's useful.
We've got proof of that in the back, in fact.
Yeah, my 6-year-old is in the back, so yeah. I actually went forth and procreated, but yeah, I'm sort of around to keep this still very childish Joe safe and on the straight and narrow.
Exactly. Yeah. What we're about to do, and by the time this video goes live, we would have launched it. Is we've actually decided to make our own brand effectively.
Yeah.
Based upon. So let's just go quickly to the background of why John and I have come about doing this. The main reason for me is I used to talk to John a lot about struggling with YouTube, and I know it's a whole different video talking about YouTube revenue and stuff, and there are people like Tim, Shmee, and very big YouTubers that make a very good living from YouTube. Now, there's a big science to it as well. It's not just as simple as that, but then obviously there's a much smaller people like myself who really struggle to break profit, let alone make money from YouTube. Like honestly, you know, there's not been one month. December I came very close to paying off my fuel bills, etc. from my videos, but in terms of actually the amount of time I invest into making these videos, the expenses, the travel, everything, yes, I get a lot back from it, and yes, I love making the videos, but I'm always at a loss. So recently I've started promoting brands and products that I really believe in, like Mega Mounts, who I've loved for ages. I wouldn't just promote a washing up liquid or something non-related to...
That would be an awesome tie-in, mate. That would be an awesome tie-in.
Yeah,
so I'm just driving today in the sponsored by Persil.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do something that's totally unrelated to me and my channel. So things like the Legacy Legend mugs that I love, Mega Mounts that I used for ages, and then actually they started helping me out towards the end of last year. They gave me a promotional code which a lot of you guys and girls used, which was awesome. So I was strongly thinking about, at the sort of middle of last year, I was really looking at doing some kind of a crowdfunding strategy.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, is it fair to say I'm too proud to use that? Maybe not. I mean, at one point when I'd lost my second drone and I was really bashing my head against the wall thinking, what am I doing here? This is costing me an arm and a leg, and yes, I am getting benefits out of it. I'm getting these amazing cars and I'm going on these trips, but honestly, I'm not focusing on my job, which is my chauffeuring job. I'm in my 7 Series now, and I was just kind of lost track of life sort of middle of last year, and I wasn't going to go down the crowdfunding route because I didn't think it was fair that you lot had to pay for effectively my lifestyle, although I was producing stuff for you lot. So it was kind of a bit of a catch-22, and I talked to John lots about this, but anyway, John, moving on, let's So Joe's coming to talk to me about, like, what do I do to basically not bankrupt myself doing something that I love, because fundamentally it's great to do the videos and it's great to have the experiences, but if you literally end up driving a nice car and ending up living in a cardboard box, it is not going to be the best career move. So we talked a lot about crowdfunding, and as Joe sort of touched on, he really didn't feel that comfortable with the concept of people who have chosen to engage with his stuff and really like what he does because there's a real honest approach to it, then turn around to those people saying, I really like that you like it, but now can you give me some money? So we looked at that, and then we were like, okay, fine, that's not going to be necessarily the most appropriate thing.
I'll be honest, I was a bit like, dude, you need to do it, but he was like, no, I don't feel comfortable with it.
I think the majority of people actually were, you need to do it, and to be fair, like a lot of my subscribers and my Instagram, 99% of people were like, do it, and I'll throw in because I was never going to ask for more than £1 or £2. Like, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of people that were quite negative about it, which you're going to expect when the bigger you grow, the more negativity you get, because it's just the odds.
Exactly. Of course.
So but anyway, so thank you people for the support.
So yeah, those people that want to get lots of content and don't want to contribute, appreciate they were quite negative. But anyway, so then we started talking about, obviously the big thing with YouTube is around influencing and product placement and stuff like that. And again, there was a whole big conversation around just being really genuine and honest, because there is a lot of companies out there right now that know that the best way to get your message out there and to get your product out there without having to actually spend the sort of money that they would have historically in different forms of advertising is to pay YouTubers, influencers to really talk about their products and to really push it forward. But the complexity of that is that actually a lot of those people don't actually engage with those products. They don't use those products. They don't use it on a day-to-day. You know, the analogy for me, so I have a retail background, and the analogy for me was always the Jamie Oliver. Jamie Oliver used to do all the Sainsbury's adverts, and him and his wife used to shop at Waitrose. Yeah. And you're like, it's great, Jamie, I'm glad you're getting rich, you're going to Sainsbury's, but you won't feed your kids that stuff. Yeah. So we were talking about, you know, the uncomfortable relationship around influencing and what that means. And like I said, my background is in retail, so my pitch to Joe was, for me, the uncomfortable bit about influencers is they put their mouth where someone else's money is, right? And that's kind of how it works, and I really respect that people make a living and an industry out of that, but what if we tried to flip that on its head? I
actually own my car. Like, I might be a BMW guy, but I own BMWs. Yeah. It's I put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, like, I don't just go and drive a car and go, it's the best thing in the world, I love other products. It's not just, I just happen to own BMWs, and that makes, and like you said, it is, I think it's there's a very thin line these days between promoting something for the sake of promoting it and saving these companies, like you said, countless thousands of pounds. I mean, they must be, companies at the moment, they must be rubbing their hands together with, we just give this person a product and they will then go and spend the next couple of days promoting it on their Instagram and YouTube for nothing. But then they always kind of make you feel like you're getting the good deal. It's like, I get a free t-shirt or whatever it might be. And it's like, but actually what you're doing for that company, and there's no hiding behind walls. Like, I do a lot, and I have had a little bit of negativity around stuff that I do with Motec stuff. Of course, stuff that I do with Mike, you know, Mike helps me out and I help Mike out, but I wouldn't do something with Mike that I don't believe in. So I'm not going to promote a product that I don't like.
Joe talks about mega mounts, but that's in Joe's car. He uses it every single day. It's in my car. I have a mega mount. I love it. Legacy Legends, those guys are awesome with the stuff they produce. So I have those mugs in my house. I use that on a daily basis, as does Joe. So let's set ourselves up with the products that we love and basically launch as an online retailer. So what we are doing is we have put the risk really on us, because we're putting our money into products that we really feel passionate about. But then what we do is we list that on our website, and then Joe can talk about that. He can share the stuff that we are engaging with, and then you guys have a choice.
For me, at least on my side, any of the profits that I make, and we're not going to be making millions overnight, unfortunately, any of the profits that I make at all are going to be going directly straight back into my channel. So if you were to buy a mug or a mega mount, or what we haven't even talked about yet, then the stuff that we actually produce in-house, like the clothing, then any profits from that, and trust me, it's not massive, but any profits from that on my side, they're going to go straight back into the channel. Exactly. Or invest back into the brand as to you know, growing it and coming up with more ideas and stuff.
And this means then, like, totally different to the crowdfunding, actually, if people engage with it and decide, oh, I really like that t-shirt, and we're going to show some of that later, but oh, I really like that t-shirt, I would like to own that. Someone purchases that, they actually get something, and we get the money then to invest back into, as Joe said, back into the channel. So different to the crowdfunding, people are actually left with a physical thing, but actually what we make sure is that Joe can continue to produce the content which you guys love, and clearly you love, but Joe can continue to produce that without fundamentally bankrupting, and can still, you know, hopefully, you know, continue to grow, to put more content and more opportunities, and that really is the whole basis for our brand.
Control and Shift.
Control and Shift. So the brand name Control and Shift came about from, basically we were just in a pub chatting about what could we call it.
John is the creative one, as you probably guessed.
You're the face.
Although today I've got my glasses on because I've just come off the back of London Fashion Week, and I'm feeling exhausted. I've got massive bags on my, again, proof of I worked my arse off to make this work, and every spare minute I'm like, anyway. Yeah,
the face isn't as facey as it should be today. So Joe's the face, and I'm the brains. That's not to say that I'm smart. I'm just smarter than Joe. So we basically sat having a chat, and we were talking about, we were playing with some silly names, and we were thinking about computer, because YouTube is obviously the digital arena which Joe's stuff works in, but we're also talking about cars, and that led us on to shift, because obviously there's a shift on a keyboard and Joe shifts, so that led us to that. And then eventually, from lots of playing around, we had a few different things, we were messing around with some logos, and in the end we were left with Control and Shift. And I'm sure we'll probably cut nicely there to a nice bit to show the logo and the branding. So yeah, so we produced some stuff, some tees, some car stickers,
some comedy t-shirts, and I have to be honest here, like, I watch a lot of Nick Murray. Nick Murray's one of my favourite YouTubers on the planet. He produces some really funny comical t-shirts off his channel, and I'd always kind of wanted to do a similar thing, but just didn't have the creativeness to produce a decent t-shirt along those lines. And that's kind of where we started, right?
Absolutely.
We started talking about that literally within an hour of saying goodbye to John at the pub. He was sending me messages of like funny comical ideas for t-shirts, and we've narrowed down some initial ideas, and obviously they're on the website, but it's going to be an ongoing thing. And in fact, you've already come up with, I think, another 2 just in the coffee we had this morning.
We got 2 new that we've managed to do whilst having the coffee.
There's no stopping you with ideas, but yeah, and just talking about the t-shirts and the clothing in general, there was a number of routes we could have gone down. Now we could have gone down the cheap t-shirt route, and trust me, you could get a t-shirt, you could get the material and the print, we could get it all done, signed and sealed and delivered like our end, probably for about £4 if we wanted to. But the quality of a poor t-shirt, I was going to use the word with an S, but then realised we had missed it in the back. A poor t-shirt, and one that loses colour, loses shape, loses print, loses everything the first time you wash it, or even the first time you wear it sometimes. Or a very good t-shirt, a very good quality t-shirt that once you've had for 6 months, it's still exactly the same. And therefore we're not gonna, well, maybe we won't sell as many initially, but then people are going to then love our product and like the product, and appreciate the fact that we actually have sold them a quality product, and hopefully in 2 or 3 months time they go, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy another design on it.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of the stuff out there is like, it's basically polyester. And it's awesome, and it's cheap, and you can wear it one time, and that's fantastic, but that is just not what we want it to be about. The t-shirts that we've actually gone with are pre-shrunk, they're brushed cotton, They are a heather blend. They're like, you know, these are nice, genuinely nice quality t-shirts. We've been wearing them for a little while. I know some of you have noticed them in Joe's videos.
My particular favourite, obviously, is
Joe's number one. We were just going to put Joe on that, and then we realised that you guys would probably recognise him by knob grater, particularly all the haters out there.
Yes.
Now you can actually buy a t-shirt that says knob, and you go, yeah, this is from Joe because he's a knob.
Exactly.
We'll take your money. So hopefully, you know, even if you just engage with us and buy one t-shirt, I think what you're going to see is we are not,
or even a sticker, even one sticker.
Even
like,
the stickers we've gone for, we've been like, no, we're not. Again, it's like some people can produce you stickers for like pennies, and that's great, and you can farm that stuff out, but it's not going to last, and you're going to put it on your car, and then you're going to go through, you know, the car wash and be like, oh great, that sticker I bought's gone, oh I need to buy another sticker. And we just don't want to do that. Like, what?
No, I mean, I love the petrol head tour stickers because they are very, very good quality.
Absolutely.
And they stick on the car, but they look like they're good quality as well when they're on the car, and that's what we've gone for with ours. So even a sticker, like honestly, one sticker supports the brand. And you know, but don't, like, this is not a set. We're not trying to, if you like any of the stuff, then please, you know, buy something. But if you don't, then that's fair enough. But also feedback to us if you don't mind, like comments below, ideas below, or stuff that you might want to see. But as John was talking about earlier on, we're only ever going to stock stuff that either of us like, and either of us would use or actually go out and buy ourselves. Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you enjoyed this video. Comments, anything below, and we'll go through them and try and answer everything that we can. Remember to check out all of the platforms for CtrlandShift. I'll put a link to every one of those below, and including obviously the most important thing, the website. And that's about it really. I just want to thank Mr. Dylan in the back there for being so quiet and letting us crack on with this video, because it must have been pretty boring for him to listen to. Honestly. Thanks, Dylan.
If you thought this was terrible, you should try being a 6-year-old. But
and obviously thanks to John for being my best friend and making this all happen. So onwards and upwards, and really excited about 2019 now. Should be a good, exciting, hard-working year.
Absolutely.
But nice.
Perfect.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.
I'm so thirsty.